kind waitress feeds a homeless man only to uncover his real identity, leading to a heartwarming journey of gratitude, surprises, and life-changing opportunities. Life can change in an instant. And for Mia, an ordinary day at work turned into an extraordinary journey of compassion, surprises, and transformation. Mia never imagined that a small act of kindness could set off a chain of events that would alter her life forever. It was a late afternoon when Mia, tired from a full day of college classes, arrived at the restaurant where she worked part-time. Money had always been tight for her, as she worked hard to support her family while juggling her studies. That day, however, Mia had managed to save a little bit of extra cash, just enough for a meal to give herself a small treat. After spending so much on her bills and tuition, a warm meal at the restaurant seemed like a rare luxury. The restaurant was bustling as usual, with families, business people, and couples enjoying their meals. Mia grabbed a menu and settled into a quiet corner, hoping to enjoy a peaceful moment before her shift began. As she scanned the menu, the door swung open, and an elderly man shuffled in. The man looked disheveled, his clothes torn and soiled, his face unshaven, his eyes tired and searching. It was clear that he hadn't had a proper meal or shelter in days. He stood in the middle of the restaurant, looking lost and unsure of where to go. Mia paused, her heart instantly going out to him. She watched as her co-workers noticed the man but didn't offer any assistance. Instead, they ignored him or exchanged judgmental glances. The man seemed on the verge of leaving when Mia realized he needed help. Without a second thought, Mia stood up, putting her own hunger aside, and walked toward the man. She approached him with a warm smile, gently placing a hand on his arm. "Would you like to sit down?" she asked softly, her voice full of compassion. The man looked at her, surprised by the kindness, and nodded. Mia led him to an empty table, asking if he would like anything to eat. The man, with a faint voice, simply said, "Hungry." Mia's heart broke. Without hesitation, she signaled to her colleague, Linda, asking her to bring the man a full meal. Linda gave her a skeptical look but walked away to prepare the food. Mia didn't mind. She couldn't ignore the desperate look in the man's eyes. She paid for the meal with her own money despite not having much to spare. As the man ate, Mia quietly sipped her water, watching him devour the meal with quiet desperation. He ate slowly, savoring every bite as if it were the first decent food he had tasted in a long time. Meanwhile, Mia's co-workers continued to mock her behind her back, whispering and snickering, clearly amused by her decision to spend her money on a stranger. Linda approached the table, her voice dripping with sarcasm. "Well, aren't you a saint?" Linda said loudly enough for everyone to hear. "Spending your hard-earned money on some random old man who doesn't even know you're helping him." Mia's face flushed with embarrassment, but she kept her composure. "Is it so wrong to help someone in need?" she asked firmly, her voice steady. The taunting continued for a moment longer, but Mia ignored it, focusing on the man in front of her. Suddenly, the restaurant owner, Ethan, a 32-year-old self-made businessman, emerged from the kitchen, known for his fair but strict management style. Ethan's presence instantly commanded attention. He walked toward the table, his eyes narrowing as he heard the whispered comments from Mia's coworkers. Linda quickly explained what had happened. Mia had used her own money to feed a random old man who had wandered into the restaurant. Ethan looked at Mia, then at the elderly man. In that moment, something in his expression changed. His eyes widened in disbelief as he walked toward the man, who was finishing his meal and wiping his mouth. Ethan froze. "Dad," he whispered in shock, his voice trembling. The elderly man, whose name was Patrick, looked up, and recognition lit up his eyes. He stood slowly, and before anyone could fully comprehend the moment, he and Ethan embraced tightly. The entire restaurant watched in stunned silence, unsure of what they had just witnessed. Mia, still seated at the table, was just as stunned as the others. It turned out that Patrick, Ethan's father, had been suffering from Alzheimer's disease. A month earlier, he had wandered away from home, lost in the maze of the city. Ethan had been desperately searching for him and had even filed a missing persons report. But there had been no sign of Patrick until now. The man Mia had fed, whom everyone had dismissed as just another homeless person, was actually the father of the restaurant owner. Patrick had been living on the streets, relying on the kindness of strangers to survive, until he found his way into Mia's restaurant that afternoon. As Ethan and Patrick embraced, the emotional weight of the moment was not lost on anyone. Ethan looked at Mia, gratitude and awe in his eyes. He knew he owed her more than he could ever put into words. Without her kindness, his father might still be lost, wandering the streets. "Thank you," Ethan said to Mia, his voice sincere. "You've done something for me that I can never repay." Without hesitation, he invited her to join him in his office. There, they sat down, and Mia shared her story. She explained the challenges she had faced in life, growing up in a modest household, working multiple jobs to put herself through college, and dealing with her mother's overwhelming medical bills. Ethan listened intently, deeply moved by Mia's strength and determination. Then, in a gesture that would change Mia's life forever, Ethan handed her $1,000 in cash. "This is for you," he said, "for your family's expenses." Mia was taken aback, unable to speak. She thanked him profusely, her eyes welling up with tears of gratitude. That evening, she went home overwhelmed by the generosity and kindness she had just received. The next morning, when Mia returned to the restaurant, Ethan offered her a permanent position as his father's caregiver. The job came with a salary twice what she had been earning as a waitress and allowed her to continue her studies while supporting her family. Mia accepted the offer with deep appreciation, knowing it would ease some of the burdens she had been carrying. As the weeks passed, Mia took excellent care of Patrick. His condition slowly improved under her care, and Ethan couldn't help but notice how much progress his father was making. He admired Mia's compassion, patience, and dedication. Over time, he found himself drawn to her in ways he hadn't expected. His admiration turned into affection, and he soon realized he was falling in love with her. Mia, too, found herself developing feelings for Ethan. His kindness, generosity, and dedication to his family touched her deeply. Their relationship blossomed naturally, and before long, Ethan and Mia were dating. Their love grew stronger each day, and 1 year later, they were married in a beautiful ceremony surrounded by friends and family. After the wedding, Ethan continued to support Mia's family. He found her mother a high-paying job and helped her siblings receive the best education. He also rented a better apartment for her family, providing them with stability and comfort. Mia's life, once full of struggles and uncertainty, had transformed into one of security and happiness, all because of one simple act of kindness. Mia's story is a powerful reminder of the ripple effect that a single act of compassion can have. Her willingness to help a stranger not only changed her own life, but also the lives of those around her. It's a testament to the idea that kindness, no matter how small, can have profound and far-reaching effects. Would you have helped the homeless man as Mia did? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe for more inspiring stories. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.